With the void closing up, you're gonna be too weak to help in that frame. Snake's in rough shape, but she's got enough juice for one last ride. What do you say? Ready to go old war style? Alright. Not ideal, but I've cross-routed your Warframe impulse stream directly to Snake. Now, she'll feel heavy, but you'll get used to it. Head outside, and we'll run a field test before your descent. All right, squeeze off a few rounds and get a feel for them.
There's no time for training exercises.
But we've got to prepare...
Tenno, get down there. You're just going to have to learn as you go.
Rerouting power to... Yes! Secondary systems are back up.
The caves won't be exactly clear, but it should help. I've dispersed some specimens to keep the infested out of the way.
Oh, so it's okay if you do it.
Eat popper pellets, you...
Take it easy. I summoned some velocipods too.
I've managed to bring additional systems online.
When you get to the heart, you'll have to patch the damage, and then we'll restart the system. It's a lot, but we're counting on you.
She's waking up. You should have additional functionality. That's it. All systems active. She's fully where the hell is that necromech?
Daughter, the spores. Son, you're on repairs.
No one listens.
Tenno, can't have this area contaminated. Clear out those infested and destroy their spore clusters before we seal the chamber.
Snake? Snake!
Clusters clear.
I rig Snake with an old Omni tool. Ready? What do you think, Mother?
Seal the chamber. Initiating restart sequence. By Loke, we pass through and beyond.
Chamber sealed. That's it for your ride. And a one-way trip for poor Snake. I'll cut the reroute as soon as the heart's beating. And you'll be back to your old self again.
Restart in 3, 2, 1.
You sure you've got the correct derivatives?
Again. 3, 2, 1.
Perfect. Just perfect.
It doesn't make sense. Something must be interfering. I checked the equations.
Well, check them again!
Don't yell at me! Again! There it is! Tenno, you've got to destroy this thing, or we're back where we started!
Ow! You have no idea how jealous I am right now. Gave her a good send-off. You have my thanks. Ah, Snake. I'm gonna miss you. But you've earned your rest, alright? Rerouting you.
Yes. A rest.
They're an insufferable lot, aren't they? My son, father, blustery and spineless all at once. His absentee wife, mother, who can't see past what she's lost to see what she has. And who can blame the children? Daughter, trying to convince herself she's so different. It only makes her more the same. And the boy, boy. Poor son. He mistakes kindness for mediocrity. Who's he competing with other than himself? But in a crisis, they can come together. I've no idea what you're talking about. But even as they've forgotten themselves, their names, their bonds, they might still be a family. Seems you're an important part of that now. So maybe I can help you and your family. This Warframe, Zaku, somewhat of a family themselves. A sum of many, a composite of others we lost in the ages that are Entrati family. There. And now, I think we've had more than enough excitement for one day. I could do with a little lie down.
This is not how I would have chosen to welcome a colleague. But embarrassment is a luxury I discarded long ago. Frankly, my daughter is an entitled, self-pitying whelp, my son an arrogant upstart, and my husband a mealy-mouthed relic of his old self. Every last one of them has let me down. You may find them useful. I barely find them tolerable. If I can count upon your loyalty, we will work well together. I intend to tame this place, and you can help me. Until our next appointment.
We tried it her way. And where did it get us? Just look at me. So now I'm doing things my way, like I should have done all along. We'll show them, won't we? You and me. Make them sit up and pay attention. The weapons? They're just one branch of the project. You keep on like this, and I might cut you in on more of what I've really been working on. You know what I'm talking about. Had a taste of it already, didn't you? Keep safe.
Until next time.
Hi, I'm not Lloyd. Lloyd is Lloyd.
You'll have to excuse Otak. His personality was damaged irreparably by making it necessary to transfer his intelligence to this, our current shared form. Unfortunately, my attempted defragmentation of his persona matrix was not a complete success. Tell them about mining, Otak.
Mining. Oh yeah, mining. There are things to be mined. Minerals. We'll use the minerals to make
The things that are necessary for survival on Deimos. Now, ask politely, Otak.
Would you please mine the minerals?
Be great. Do great things.
You make sure you stay safe and snug, dear. Wrap up well. It's a thief and a liar is Deimos. Steals over girls and boys and Cephalons too like a nasty fog until all the bright lights in your memory are quite blotted out. That's why they're like that, you see. So much forgotten. Oh, but we mustn't cry over it. Never that. Help me bring them back, would you, dear? Remember how it's done? Pinch of this, dab of that, mend a kettle, mend a heart, and it's all one. I'll be right here, gathering dust.
My family may choose to live in witless denial of our condition, but I accept it. Deimos is my mistress, whether I chose her or not. Her bitter kisses fester in my veins. Witness, Tenno, we are truly become one flesh. I crave to understand her for myself. Whatever you need to provide me samples of her processes and function, wildlife, I will provide. But if I am to understand them, I require them intact. You sedate them. I shall arrange retrieval. You shall be rewarded. I shall languish in weary solitude until you return.
A visitor? Quite rare these days. We never receive visitors. Be pragmatic in all aspects of life.
Hey, Chip. So there's a super secret place on Mars, Tiana Pass. Nothing to do with any old legends or awesome crystals or anything. Probably doesn't even exist. I marked it on your map for you, so you can make sure you don't go there on accident. And you better not come see me afterwards either. Winky face.
I am open to dialogue. You wish to negotiate? Very well.
I remember the claw you made for me.
With love. To protect you from the Void Horrors. But it was me you attacked.
It was you that was stifling the life out of me. Those stupid, insane rituals. Why?
I didn't know what else to do. I just didn't want to be useless.
You were never useless. Just lost. I name you Vilcor. The whip in its moment of striking.
Perhaps. You wish to negotiate? Very well. Your work proceeds, my son. Clearly you thrive in isolation.
Outside your control, shackling me was never going to work.
Shackling? You contaminated the family, and to yourself. You had to be protected from these mad urges.
You were worried about me? Thank you for the overdue recognition.
Your restrictions will be eased. Slightly. I name you Kermeros, the runner who outstrips his own shadow. Let us negotiate. Let us speak then, perhaps as equals.
Do you remember when I first bred infested? How we played with them for hours.
What you did with those things was a deliberate insult.
I'm sorry you don't appreciate my sense of humor. But I did make you happy, didn't I? When you killed them.
Wait. Is that why you did it?
Vilcor, my sweet sire. What good is a weapons expert without something to kill?
I am open to dialogue. Earning the trust of this family is no small thing. Small thing. No, I refuse to accept this. My shard.
Just one of thousands, dear. Nothing special.
Be kind. She knew once. Deimos stole the memory.
It's not some mystical relic of grandfather.
It's just a bit of glass.
It's all I have left.
Is it?
No. Father, I release you. Let me live for the sake of the living.
I name you Gomaitru. The goblet refilled.
And to you, we thank you. You've helped us to realize that even though we've changed, even though we struggle to understand one another, we are still
A family.
yes, a family that would be honored to include you, Tenno. But what to name this little star that fell from the sky and brought us together?
Ayatan.
Perfect. Welcome, Ayatan.
Welcome.
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 Indeed.
Goodness me, look at what you did for our little family. You found a poor, lost, broken thing fallen down the back of the system, and you picked it up and worked to make it better. And thus do we thumb our nose at Master Entropy, stitch by dogged stitch, every day. That's how the work gets done. Now, shall we sit and talk a while? Why they bothered packing all this, I'll never know. Well, if you're sure I can't persuade you, go on, dear. I know what you're thinking. Old and a bit cracked, but still useful. Goodbye, dear. I'll see what else I can unearth for you.
My behavior has been suboptimal, Tenno. I accept that. It has not been easy to swallow my pride and admit my mistakes. But without you, it might never have happened at all. Of course, I very much enjoy our talk.
Tenno, working with you, it's meant a lot to me. Just having someone who respects my experience, someone I can be a guiding hand to. It's, well, you get what I'm trying to say. All this time I've been blaming her for what's happened, but now, maybe Just maybe this was meant to be. I think I might owe her an apology. Don't go getting infested now.
My father's spent years regretting what he didn't do, and my mother's spent just as long refusing to regret anything she ever did. I don't quite understand how you brought them back together, but I'm glad. And grateful. See you soon?
You're the best miner on Deimos! Possibly in the whole system! Will you be my friend? Be great! Do great things!
So, the stranger at the family feast turned out to be the one who guided us to find one another again. There will be scars. Ugly ones. But healing too. Thank you, friend. I shall languish in weary solitude until you...
Welcome to our haven. Be pragmatic in all aspects.
There was once a Dax cavalry woman, the lover of an Orokin couple named Corfel and Aurelia. What was her name? We do not know, but they never used it. They called her by many pet names, though. For an exotic pet she was to them. Little Sweetness, Tender Petal, Wild Rider. Had a mere Dax been known to be engaging in relations with her betters, she would have been executed on the spot. But the couple's power and influence was such that the affair would never be publicly addressed. Still, they feared to use her name, for names have power. Many gifts they gave her, fine armor, rubido rings, and a horse of her own, on the condition that she never ever named it. Names were for people, not possessions. So long as it remained a mere nameless thing, she would never love it more than them. But the rider could not bear to deny her friend the simple kindness of a name. So she whispered into its ear, "You are Ricardo, freshness after rain." And just as the couple had feared, she came to love the horse dearly. This was intolerable to them. The horse had to go. An accidental impalement was arranged. But fate played a cruel trick, and both rider and horse were impaled. Corfel and Aurelia hastened to her side. Ignoring the dying horse, they fretted over their lover as she coughed blood. Continuity was out of the question. In desperation, they turned to a certain expert and pleaded with him to let her live forever. He returned the rider to them, transformed to a warrior of living steel. Her sweet and pretty face looked upon them with a smile that would never fade. For all their talk of forever, they wearied of her immediately. Now that the relationship was no longer taboo, they abandoned it. Parties became awkward, when the rider stood vacantly by, useless as an abandoned doll. She had to go. They agreed. So, arrangements were made with a master of industry, and the rider, all unknowing, accompanied the couple to a facility. She lay down obediently when instructed, showed no emotion when the restraints clamped her limbs, and made not a sound when the full force of the dissolution beam blazed through her head and out of the back of her steel skull. The couple were satisfied. Their sentimental mistake was dead, and furthermore, the smiling doll's face was erased. Now they could erase it from their memory. I doubt I need to tell you what faceless thing clambered jerkily from the facility's waste disposal heap in the still of a Nabarus night. How she sought for her Dax Nakana and found only the Overseer's whip blade. Confused, vacant, she wandered. Why was she alone? Where was her loyal Rakali? She reached deep into despair and memory, and summoned up a ghost horse to run alongside her on the night winds. Now, at least, she was no longer alone. She groped for other memories, came up with hands overflowing with betrayal. When the morning sun rose on Corfell and Aurelia, they were faceless too, and quite still. After that, she wandered without purpose, and the legend of the Hollow Rider grew. And so we come to my part in her story. You must understand, dear, that it is terribly bad luck to be out on Nabarus with no gift to give a reveler. And yet, that was my plight as I stood, my old bones aching, before the dreadful figure on the road many years ago. I have no face, the figure before me seemed to say, in a whispering voice that spoke in my mind. I have no name, only a need, and you come before me empty-handed this Nabarus night. I do have one thing to give, if it please you, I said to her. My name. When you ride away, you shall be Daggoth, and I shall be only grandmother. And that is the story of how I lost my name and kept my head. Though many others have since lost theirs. For with her name came a new purpose. Daggoth, you see, means the mirror that accuses. They say that none can now look into the gulf where once her face was, without their own sins rising to accuse them, and a swift, sharp sentence following. A happy Nabarus to you all.
The Syndicates need your help. In a rare showing of solidarity, they sent a covert team to raid a Grineer ship adrift inside the Abyssal Zone. The ship is rumored to be carrying Orican Defixios, cursed tablets, that were plundered from an archaeological dig site known as Villa Irelia. The Syndicate's team is unable to complete their mission and needs your help to get the Defixios. Abyssal beacons are available from the Syndicates. Which syndicate you support is entirely your choice.
Here's what we can do for you. Hope it helps.
Operator, Ordis is sorry. Happy to report that all my good jokes are gone.